think I know quite a lot of you, but I'm Lucy Stout, and I'm Director of Development here at the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama. But I very much feel I'm here more as this this man's friend. There's just so much love in the room, I think, when you have an occasion like this, and it's obviously for David on his birthday. There's certainly a lot of love from the college for you, David, and I know there's one person missing that you'll be very sorry not to see, who you associate with the college, Hilary Boulding, the previous principal of the college. But for me it worked out well, because I definitely had to fight her for this opportunity to speak at the beginning of this. I did obviously have to fight Angela and Marie and Andy, because everyone would have wanted to make these words of welcome to you. It's also nice for me because it's your 90th birthday, that's the anniversary, but I've realised it's also the 25th anniversary of me probably knowing you. I came to Wales in 1993, so though I can't compete with people who've known, obviously with your children here and your grandchildren here, there are people here who've literally known you all their lives. But you've been a very big figure in the 25 years that I've known you and first met you and Philippa. And of course it was Welsh National Opera that brought us together, because I came here for that job. And in that whole time you've been supporting young singers and helping young people get on their pathways and to follow their dreams. So it's absolutely perfect, really, that as our birthday present to you, we're bringing four. You'll know them all a bit. Two of them you know particularly well, obviously Emyr and Lucy, but Christine you'll have seen most recently. She was in our Cenerentola, and Huw, who I thought I was the heroine of the hour, because I've driven from North Wales to here to be here. I was in North Wales last night, but Huw apparently was also in North Wales last night, delivering lambs on his father's farm. So it's our true pleasure to be here, and I hope that you really enjoy this concert as our birthday present to you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We thought we would begin today's concert with a duet from the college's recent production of Cinderella, or Cenerentola. And Christine and Huw played Prince Charming and Cinderella. And we thought we'd give you a little taster of this opera. It's near the beginning, and in this duet, the Prince Ramiro, Prince Charming, arrives to find no one in the house. It's Cinderella's house. He's had a tip-off that his potential bride might be there, but there is no one there when he arrives. And in comes Cinderella, and they meet, and it's love at first sight. But, as with all great love stories, there is always the added complication of family.
Simulata sembianza le belle osserverò. Ne viene al curvo, e pur mie speranza di sapiente alidono, che qui saggia e vezzosa, degna di me trovar saprò la sposa. Sposarsi e non amar, legge tiranna, che nel fior de miei giorni alla difficil scelta mi condanna. Cercam, vediamo, vostro sogno?
Sì, no, signore.
Un suo non so che in quelli occhi scintillo un suave non so che in quegli occhi scintillo.
Io vorrei saper perché il mio cor mi palpito. Io vorrei saper perché il mio cor mi palpito.
Le direi, ma non ardisco.
Parlar voglio e taccio intanto.
Le direi,
Parlar voglio
ma non ardisco.
e taccio intanto.
Una grazia, un certo incanto, par che rili su quel viso.
Una grazia, un certo incanto, par che brilli su quel viso.
Quanto caro quel sorriso, scende all'alma e fa sperar.
Una grazia,
Un certo incanto,
par che brilli
in su quel viso. Quanto caro quel sorriso, scende all'alma e fa sperar. Scende all'alma e fa sperar.
e fa sperar.
E fa sperar. E fa sperar. E fa sperar. Termanone, le figlie accetto. Dove sono? Qui non ne vedo.
Nell'angolo tre stanze, sto nell'angolo tre stanze, ora verranno a tu speranze.
Oh, ma di grazia, voi chi siete?
Io che sono e non lo so,
Non sapete?
quasi no,
Non sapete?
quasi no. Qualche padre non è padre, onde quelli due sorelle, e ho vedova mia madre, ma fu madre qua di quelle. Questo padre ben orgoglio, questo padre ben orgoglio, qualche padre non è padre, onde quelli due sorelle, e ho vedova mia madre, questo padre ben orgoglio. Sta a vedere che rimbroglio, sta a vedere che rimbroglio. E scusate, perdona, la mia semplicità.
Mi seduce.
Scusate, perdona, la mia semplicità.
Mi seduce, mi innamora quella sua semplicità. Mi seduce, mi innamora quella sua semplicità.
C'è dentro, dove,
voce, che cos'è?
Ma guardate Dante, scivolo tramontana, non lo sono stante, tutto come
La ragione così grande è una cosa sono bella, io mi prendo così stante, già me ne intravede.
Addio signore, addio signore, vengo, ci lascio proprio
Che innocenza,
questo cuore mio,
che l'amore, avvivora proprio vorrei sto col mio bene.
ci lascio proprio
Che innocenza,
questo cuore mio,
che l'amore,
ci lascio questo cuore mio bene.
non si lascia proprio cuore, non si lascia proprio cuore, non si lascia proprio cuore, questo cuore mio ne, non si lascia proprio cuore, non si lascia proprio cuore, non si lascia proprio cuore, questo cuore mio ne, questo cuore mio ne, questo cuore mio ne, mio cuore, mio cuore, mio cuore.
This next aria is from Act 3 of Charpentier's opera Louise. Here the title character is in her garden, it's twilight, and she's looking at the love of her life and remembering the day they met.
Many of you have travelled from far and wide, and we thought we couldn't let any of you leave a second without hearing at least a little bit of Welsh while you're here. So the next song is a very robust Welsh song called Can yr Arad Goch, the song of the ploughman, in which the character in the song sings about how he learnt everything he knows from the #1 ploughman in the world, his father. Os hoffech y wybod sut mae dyn fel fi yn y byw. Mi ddysgais gan fy nhadgreth gyntaf ddynol y ddiw. Mi ddysgais wneud y gors yn wirthrodd ffrwyth o'n ir, I godi dearlas ar wyneb anial dir. Rwy'n y gorwedd efo'r hwyr ac yn codi efo'r wawr. Rwy'n gorwedd efo'r hwyr ac yn codi efo'r wawr. I ddilyn annog ar ochr y galod. A chanlyn yr arad goch ar ben y mynydd mawr. Cyn boddio ar eich byd pa greffwyr mynag foch. Chwyddonech ddod am dro rhwng cyrn yr arad goch. A pheidwch yn meddwl fod pob pleser a mwynhad yn aros byth heb ddod I fryniau i'ch ar wlad. Rwy'n y gorwedd efo'r hwyr ac yn codi efo'r wawr. Rwy'n gorwedd efo'r hwyr ac yn codi efo'r wawr. I ddilyn annog ar ochr y golag. A chanlyn yr arad goch ar ben y mynydd mawr.
Now this next aria is from the opera Lerwadis, written by Edward Lallo, and in this aria I'm singing the part of Emilio. Now Emilio is about to marry the king's daughter, but he wishes to see her that one last time before their wedding day. So he approaches her room. Unfortunately the king's guard are outside and I can't get to her. But here I am in this aria, declaring my forever love for her. Venamo ma bien-aimée.
Puisqu'on ne peut fléchir ces jalouses gardiennes, oh, laissez-moi compter mes peines et mon émoi.
Così fan tutte now, ladies and gentlemen, in which Don Alfonso has been scheming and has sent off Ferrando and Guglielmo to war, leaving these two girls sadly despairing after their loved ones. As they watch the ships depart, Alfonso continues, I guess, stirring the broth behind them, as it were, while these two are sadly in a sad state of despair.
She's finally convinced her older sister to join her in her pursuits. She proudly proclaims that she will take the dark-haired one.
Decidi tu, sorella, io già decisi. Prenderò quel brondettino che più leve da me par. Vedi quanto io col biondino fanno ridere, urlar, scherzo, seta e dolci detti.
there's obviously a particular reason why we are here, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know about you, David, but I don't think any 90th birthday is the same without a song about how much we hate women. So that's indeed what I've got for you next. This is from The Marriage of Figaro by Mozart, in which Figaro thinks he has been turned against by his beloved Susanna, who he was meant to get married to this very morning, only that the Count has stepped in and is trying to steal her from him. But later on we find out that he's got the whole thing slightly wrong. But in this very moment he absolutely despises women. This is only the opinion of the piece, of course, not my own personal opinion.
Tutto è disposto, l'ora dovrebbe essere vicina. Io sento gente ed essa non è alcun. Buia è la notte ed io cominciai a fare il scimunito mestiere di marito. Incarnata nel momento della mia cerimonia e godeva leggendo e nel vederlo io rideva di me senza saperlo. Ma Susanna, quanta pena mi costi con quell'ingenua faccia, con quegli occhi innocenti, chi creduto la valia, che il fidarsi a donna è ogni follia. Aprito poi quegli occhi, uomini incauti e sciocchi, guardate queste femmine, guardate cosa son, guardate cosa son, guardate cosa son. Queste chiamate dei dall'ingannati sensi, a cui tributa i censi la debole ragion, la debole ragion, la debole ragion. Son streghe che incantano per farci penar, sirene che cantano per farci affogar, civette che alletano per trarci le piume, comete che brillano per toglierci lume. Sono rose spinose, sono volpi vezzose, sono le benigne, colombe, malina, essere inganni, amiche affanni che fingono vento e l'amore non senton pietà, non senton pietà, no, il resto non dico, già ognuno lo sa. Aprito poi quegli occhi, uomini incolti e sciocchi, guardate queste femmine, guardate cosa son sirene che incantano, il resto non dico, sirene che cantano, il resto non dico, civette che alletano, il resto non dico, comete che brillano, il resto non dico, sono rose spinose, sono volpi vezzose, sono le benigne, colombe, malina, essere inganni, amiche d'affanni che fingono vento, l'amore non senton pietà, non senton pietà, no, il resto non dico, già ognuno lo sa, il resto non dico, già ognuno lo sa. Già ognuno lo sa, già ognuno lo sa, già ognuno lo sa.
She actually holds a very strong opinion about the subject, an opinion that
has recently been refreshed, and some of us may agree with in the room.
To completely try and say something on behalf of the college, really, which is we're so grateful for everything that you do, David, and for some of you here, you might not really know what it is, but we're in a very studio, which was given, and we're so grateful completely as a community that someone who very much can come in, follows the same passions as us, the same beliefs as us as a community here, whether it be music or drama, and I think that stands for itself, and it's such an important aspect, I think, why people come here, why indeed I came here, and I did all of my undergrad and my postgraduate studies here, and then fortunately was the first winner of the David and Philippa Seligman Award for Excellence, naturally. But honestly, it's with, you know, I can't really put it into words much really, but thank you so much, happy birthday, Penrith Hapus, and we hope you enjoyed today. Thank you. We'd like to finish now with Bess, You Is My Woman Now, the duet from Gershwin's Porgy and Bess. Diolch yn fawr, everybody. Thank you very much, and a safe journey home for all of you who've got slightly further than just down the road. Thank you.
Sing and dance for two instead of one. One, no wrinkle on your brow, no how, because the sorrow of the past is all done. Go Bess, my Bess, the real happiness has
keep you from your luncheon very long, but there are a few things that need to be said. But firstly, I just want to thank everyone for joining us on this very auspicious occasion, and in such an appropriate place, this college which has become so associated and important to my father, and indeed was to my late mother, Philippa, who I guess most of you, if not all of you, will have known as well. I'd like to introduce to start with a few people. My brother here, Andrew, has come all the way from California with my sister-in-law, Carmen, and my niece, Helen. And Andrew is acting here as a co-host with me today. So thank you for coming, that's a long way. And I'm not sure if by air it's further or shorter, but the other long-distance travellers are my father's brother, Arnold, my uncle, of course, and my aunt, Nasa, who are with us today. So well done. I don't think anyone's come any further. I can't mention you all individually.
Where from?
Sorry, I didn't say so. From Vancouver. I'm so sorry. From Vancouver. From Vancouver, from California, or Ojai in Southern California. Actually, Helen's from San Francisco. If I go into all the detail, we'll be all right. So you are all members of a very elite and exclusive group, because you are the people that Dad has chosen to celebrate his 90th birthday. You're all the people he most wanted to come. And obviously one or two people couldn't be with us, but all the people who are here, which is fantastic. And I want to thank you all for the friendship and support you've given Dad over many years. That's great to have you all with us. I want to thank again the performers. Angela told me that I would prefer something to drink rather than something like a prick in a vase. I think she must know what happens more than I do. But if you want to put them in a vase, that's okay as well. Thank you again, and to Angela for planning this concert and arranging this part of the event. So let's have another round of applause. You'll be staying for lunch, of course, and we'll see you downstairs as well. thank everybody involved in the college, not all of them in the room, but the technicians who are doing the video for us, so hopefully there'll be something available to share in due course from that. And Andy and Marie, in particular, I've been working with, and both working in Lucy's department, so it's been quite a lot of planning and stuff, and it wouldn't have happened without you guys, so thanks very much. And of course the college collectively for providing the facilities free of charge, the rooms and so on. My daughter Anna for commissioning and bringing those fantastic macaroons, which I don't know if you saw in the lovely musical notes by the coffee tea. There will be some left, particularly for vegans. They are suitable for vegans, vegetarians, and indeed carnivores, I guess. So there can be some with your coffee, particularly if you haven't, or milk allergy, all those other things that I know people have got here. So they will be suitable for with your final coffee as well. A big thanks to my lovely Janet, without whose support and practical help, this probably wouldn't have happened. It certainly wouldn't look as nice with all the flowers on the table and so on. And to give you one little example, if she hadn't insisted on addressing the envelopes which contained the invitations, given my handwriting, it's probable that most of them wouldn't have reached the right recipients. And I'd probably standing here talking to a half-empty room of the people who were here, probably strangers wondering why they didn't. So that was good. And in terms of a thanks part of this little address, I must thank Dad for the last 66 years, always being there to support and advise me. So thank you, Dad, and happy birthday again. Now, I've got one request for everyone here today, please. Before you go home, I'd like you all to sign a photo book that I've made for Dad. This is the first he's heard about it, but there is a photo book. I think that's it from me, so if you'd all like to make your way downstairs to the foyer, you can continue with the next section. Thank you.
Right, well, good afternoon, and first things first, Dad, happy birthday. You know, I consider myself very fortunate to have my dad around at 90 years of age. He's 90, I'm 60. You know, many people at that age have a limited range of conversation. It's the weather and it's medications. And my father is just as likely to give you an economic analysis of Brexit or an account of the latest ills of the Labour Party, or indeed the other party, the name of which escapes me. And you know, he has a wide range of conversation. He might tell you about today's rugby game tomorrow after we've seen it on DVR. And he might tell you about a review of an opera that he's been to. But I'm going to tell you about another love of his that you might not know about, because his love of arts and you know, opera and politics is pretty well known, but you may not know about another love. And it all started for me as a child when my father arrived home one evening with Susie. No, wait, I'm going to explain. My father has always had this love of technology, and in particular technological innovation. And he arrived home with a small metal box, about so big, called Susie. And Susie, to the best of my knowledge, was the world's first talking barometer, at least for the masses. Now you have to put this in perspective. This is 40 years before Alexa or Siri or the internet or anything like that. Most of my friends got the weather report from Michael Fish on the BBC News. We had Susie. And if you press Susie's buttons correctly, don't titter, if you press Susie's buttons correctly, she would say, the weather will be getting worse. Which, given our geographical location, was almost always correct. But she would also say things like, it will be rainy today, or the weather will be getting sunnier. So to me, this was an amazing thing, because I've never seen anything like this. There were other gadgets too, a lot of them, mostly kitchen gadgets, some of which my mother used for the rest of her life and loved, and some of them made their way to an obscure shelf at the top of the kitchen, where I imagine they still languish today. But there was a little gadget that you plug into your car when you drive on the continent that says, please remember, drive on the right. And luckily for me, it had a little switch on it, and if you switched it over, if you happened to come from the States, it would say, please remember, drive on the left, which was very useful for me, and judging by the traffic in Cardiff today, I think it could be in wider use. But anyway, this love of technology that my father has continues to this day, and when I call him on a weekend, he always has something to tell me about some incredible technological advance that I haven't heard about. Now, this upsets me a little bit because I consider myself fairly well informed, because I live in the States, so, you know, we get fake news over there, but still, you know, Dad, I don't know where he gets all this from, but he will tell me way before I hear it anywhere else about drone deliveries of groceries, or hyperloop transportation, or flying cars, all sorts of things. And it's really amazing. Occasionally, I'm a bit sceptical. A few months ago, he said, Andrew, have you heard about these bananas the Japanese have developed? You don't have to peel them, they have edible skin. I thought, wait a minute, he's having me on this one. I'm going to Google this. I did Google. But no, he's right, of course. And yeah, it's amazing, you know, when you think about it, that I'm 60 and he's 90, and I'm still learning from my father. And for that, and of course for 60 years of love and support, I am profoundly grateful. And on that note, I'm going to propose a toast, after which Arnold is going to lead us in a sing-song. But first of all, if you'd like to be upstanding, Dad, Grandpa, David, DJ Seligman Esquire, OBE, etc., etc. Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Arnold, take us away.
Happy birthday.